Hi, this is Bernard with Hodgepodge Blodge Cam. Greeting you this morning. And this morning, I thought I would tell you the story how Bernard became an artist, a Kunstner in Nederland. Kunstschilder in Nederland. Yeah, see, I can speak Dutch. Okay. Uh, well, let's say this. I started painting with oils when I was 8 years old, and I painted very seriously every day, practically, or most days. Sometimes, mostly at night, because I played outside during the day, and uh, and I kept that up till I was about 17, 18 years old. At 19 years old, I met the woman who was going to be my first wife, and we finally got engaged, but she didn't want to marry me if I was going to be a painter. I was also very interested in psychology at the time, and I used her not wanting to marry me if I was going to be a painter to cop out of being a painter, because I too were kind of bourgeois as she was, and I thought that would mean someday I would have it actually cut off my ear or something, and but I think I would have been a painter if I hadn't met her. But anyway, so I went to study psychology both at NYU and University of Florida. Eventually, I ended up teaching at University of Florida, became a therapist, and lo and behold, in our 7th year of marriage, my wife ran away with she went to the art department to study photography, and she ran away with an artist who was 10 years younger than me, born on my birthday of all things, and I didn't know what to do. But Sandoz had sent me some LSD for research at the time, and I had it in the refrigerator waiting for the perfect time to take it, and I decided that was a good time to take it. It was definitely a suicidal gesture. It turned out I had this incredible, beautiful, wonderful trip with incredible numbers of visual hallucinations. And at the time, I wasn't sure whether that was another layer of reality that I hadn't been seeing or hallucinations. Anyway, it was a classic case of turn on, tune in, and drop out, because within 6 months, I dropped out. I think it was another 6 months before I went to New York to become a novelist. I had an idea for a novel called The Pope Who Wanted to Be Good. I never did write that novel, but I had done tremendous amounts of research, by the way, on the Vatican and Catholicism. And but I never did that novel, although the novel was done, strangely enough. I read a novel that was practically a duplicate of my idea years later. But anyway, I went to New York, and I didn't know what I was. And when I was a psychologist, I was a pipe smoker. I was overweight. I wore suits a lot because I really wanted to, look professional, etc., etc. At the medical center where I worked, I was a consultant in psychiatry in the medical unit. I wore a white lab coat, and then I got to New York, and all of a sudden I started wearing three musketeer outfits, and my hair grew out to here. No more pipe. I lost weight, and I started doing these little colored pencil things about how do you do this? Wait, hold on. Okay, that's good. About that big. The circle in my thumb and index finger. Okay, about that big. I started doing these colored pencil things, and I'd cut them out in shapes, and they were abstractions, much like the one back there, the colored one, the really colorful one. And they were little abstractions, but I would cut them out in shapes, and they were, like I said, about that big, And I had this jewelry box with 6 drawers or 5 drawers full of them. I don't know how many of those a day. And by that time, I was hanging at Max's Kansas City, where Andy Warhol's crowd hung out, and I hung out in the back room with the Warhol people who used to hang around the factory. And I got to know a lot of the contemporary at that time, and many of them still are, famous artists, and as well as a lot of up-and-coming artists, and a lot of artists who were up, but they weren't coming yet. And they say, "What do you do?" And I say, "What do you do, Bernard Superstar?" Because that's what they were calling me in those days as a nickname. I said, I'm an artist." Because I didn't know what else to say. I didn't want to say I was a psychologist. And because I no longer identified with that. And finally, ultimately, one after another, quite a few, well, not quite a few, about 6 or 7 of them, said, "I come to your studio to see your work." And one at a time, they came to my studio, which I lived in a little storefront, which was really small. And I brought them there, sat them down on the bed, took out my jewelry box, and showed them my artwork. And they all looked, and they go, "Oh, that's nice, Bernard. Oh, yeah, very good, Bernard. Oh, I don't know if I like that. But yeah, that's a good one, Bernard." And finally, ultimately, almost every one of them said before they left, "But when are you going to start doing them big, Bernard?" And I said, "Oh, I'm planning to, you know." Well, the pressure was on. You see, the principle is, dig it. The principle is, dig it. The principle is, put it out there. And because I put it out there that I was an artist, I felt like I would lose face if I didn't paint bigger. So I started painting bigger. And bigger. And bigger. And I didn't show anybody my art for 5 years, except very, very close friends who came over. They saw what I was doing. But I didn't show anybody my art. I didn't try to get into a gallery or anything. I had to be really, really confident that I was a painter who could show at a professional gallery, who had work that was of a professional level, and that had something to offer. So it took me 5 years before I felt that. And that is how Bernard Superstar became Bernard the Painter and the ex-psychologist. I don't know why I'm telling you the story, but you know, here it is. So it's a great spring day out there. I think I'm going to go to the beach and have a good time today, folks, and this weekend. All right? Bye-bye from Bernard the Painter.